All right, we're back. Shop Talk, episode 2. We got the same crew. Before we get started, there was a question on the previous one. Somebody had commented, a local guy, about. I wasn't quite sure on the question, but it was about a new car competing against a new car with wheels competing against a car that's been restored, or maybe like a bought car from like a classic dealership. Maybe he was thinking, competing in the same class against a car that was fully restored. And in my opinion, there's no comparison. Like, I don't think that should be even a comparison. But unfortunately, probably at car shows, they do compete in the same class because there's no major modifications. Like, there's no...
I think it depends on the year, man. You know?
Yeah.
Most car shows, they go off of years, you know. Classes are 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000 and up.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have like a 95 Fleetwood competing against a 64 Impala.
But then we go to lowrider shows, so they're already separated in different categories.
Right.
We don't know how their shows work.
So maybe clarify, if he's watching, maybe clarify his question a little more, and we'll get to that. But today's topic, Bobby came up with the topic, attention to detail. What do you think about it?
I'm too picky.
Yeah.
I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
I go look at cars at shows, and I point out all the bad stuff, and then I'm the hater.
Well, what about the good stuff, man? You can point out some good stuff.
Yeah, but it just catches my eye.
I think attention to detail is a curse.
Yeah.
It's a curse, man. And once you get the curse, you kind of look for flaws. You know what I mean? You look for something wrong instead of admiring everything that's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do painters do it, man? I mean, painters are, the ones that they're actually laying down the paint, they lay down the clear, they know what how to wet sand it, what buffing compounds to use, all that stuff to get a paint flawless, right? You get a nice clear paint. So I'm pretty sure when they go to car shows, their mind is going on overdrive.
Sure.
Like, they're like, the hell, okay, they missed this, or they did this, or you know what, or not, this is done right, or I can just imagine their frame of thought, man.
That's if they have the attention to detail.
I mean, if you paint a car, you got to.
Don't assume, but yeah, you would hope.
Yeah.
You would hope. I think attention to detail is a good thing, obviously, but to what extent? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta at some point along the line of the build or of the car, at some point you got to say it's good enough.
Yeah.
If not, you're gonna sit there chasing your own tail, spending a lot of time
And money.
and more money, I guess, if you wanted, but mainly, I mean, if you're doing it yourself. If you're doing it yourself, we're talking about do it yourself. You're gonna spend a lot more time trying to perfect something. You know what I mean? Let's say we're gonna, let's say we're gonna put 2,000 hours or more in a paint job. We're gonna get it as flat, and we're gonna wet sand it with 600 grit to start, 800 grit, and move up to stages so the thing is dead flat, and that's all great. And on the first drive, you get a rock chip. All that is done. It was all for nothing. So at what point do you say, you know what, this is good enough for what I plan to do with my car, what I plan to do with the car, this is good enough. You gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
And say, you know what, hey, we're building a driver car. We're not building a car that we're gonna tow all around the country in an enclosed trailer with foam in between the doors and all that stuff, and push it in and out. Don't even start it.
Yeah,
and to me, that's not even a car. Like, that's not even worth doing. What do you think?
No, for sure, man. I mean, you gotta enjoy it, man. You gotta enjoy what you're putting all that work, all that effort into, all that money into, man. You know, sure you're gonna have some flaws, man. But sometimes it depends on the person. But sometimes people hold themselves to a higher standard, you know, than everybody else, and that kind of also is a curse, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
Probably Bobby holds himself to a higher standard than me. I'd be okay with it. I'd be like, you know, just get going, you know. Like I'm debating on refreshing up my bumpers. My bumpers are in clean condition, like clean. There's nothing wrong with them, you know.
They're original '68 chrome, but it was in a garage for like the past 20 years.
If anything, it may have some
really minor pitting.
No pitting. I think it has maybe some swirl marks here and there, you know. But it looks good. It looks good for a driver. It looks good, even to be in a show. It's not fresh chrome compared to the other stuff I already have chrome. Yeah. You know, and so that kind of bugs me a little bit, but man, you know, if I'm driving it, he's gonna get a bug on it, man. It's like,
you know, so then that comes into where is how much, you know. So say you want to rechrome the bumpers, you're looking at $1,000. You know, is it worth spending $1,000 for that?
Not right now.
No. Maybe, but then again, like it shouldn't cost $1,000 if your bumpers are in excellent shape. I mean, so let's say you have a bumper that's in excellent shape, not excellent, but we're talking like an 8.5 out of a 10. I mean, you want a 10. Mm-hmm. So you take your 8.5 bumper to a chrome shop and you wanted a 10. That should not cost the same amount of money as one that you drug out the ditch that needs straightening and needs, and you know, that should not cost the same amount of money, but they do. It's a bumper.
Yeah. I mean, chrome shops got to keep I'm pretty sure a price across the board, you know. If they say bumpers are this much, and the bumpers are this much regardless of what, however. I mean, you might as well just go and get the ones.
Yeah, you might as well sell what you got for X amount of dollars and go get one out the ditch and chrome that and actually come back with some money.
Yeah, you might make out some.
Or not spend as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well do that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the only thing that kind of bugs me, man. It's just that little things like that. But I mean, to Bobby might want that fresh chrome, man. That it doesn't matter if it doesn't need it or not. You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait a couple years before I said, okay, now I could take these bumpers off and rechrome them along with something else that may need a touch up or whatever, you know?
I think, okay, so back to the topic, attention to detail. I think there's different levels of attention to detail. Yeah. We should say it like that, because attention to detail, you can't spend at a shop, you know, or $15,000, $20,000, $18,000 paint job and not get your stainless trim refinished.
Yeah.
You know, how you going to put that back on? You can't buy on, you know, you can't put the old emblems back on now on a fresh paint job. So if you do, then you have no attention to detail.
Shave them.
Okay, yeah, you could do that too. You save money. But like, okay, so let's say that we're not going for that $18,000 paint job. We just want a little, you know, $3,000 paint job, and then we're going to put the stainless back on, maybe buy a new emblem or something, or you know, maybe some new side molding. But there's different levels of attention to detail.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I think what the channel, what we've been doing, or you know, for the past 5 years or whatever, is like take the whole car apart.
Yeah.
Completely take the whole car apart, and you just plan on buying everything new.
Yeah.
And it turns into snowballs into a big, you know, I mean, a full frame off. Whereas, you know, it's different.
Johnny's got that badass 59, and it's he's gonna tear it all down.
His attention to detail is a curse.
No, but when he does that car, man, he's gonna do it right.
It's a curse, man.
And if you haven't checked out his latest video, go check it out, man. I think he changed his name to Rocket Man.
Rocket Man
on YouTube, and he's got a video of he's starting to mold his frame, his 59 frame. Man, now that's attention to detail. I kid you not. I was telling Bobby this. So yesterday I was gonna watch a movie. I was gonna start watching a movie, but then I got a notification that he had uploaded his video. So instead of watching the movie, I started watching the video. It's 30 minutes long, but it kept me engaged the entire time because he explained. He had a good explanation of the process that he was doing,
And why.
and why exactly, and the end results were amazing. They were nice.
Nothing wrong. Yeah, it's on point.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's just he takes it to another level. I mean, and we all saw that with the 64 that he built, the red one, the red rocket, and so now I can just imagine with 59 that's gonna get the attention to detail that we're talking about right now.
Also, attention to detail is learned.
Yeah.
It's learned, man, because I mean, if you were to take, the 19-year-old version of yourself, was you don't, I mean, and even now, I mean, we haven't mastered the attention to detail. We have our level of attention to detail, but if you were to take your 19-year-old self,
Mm-hmm.
do you think your 19-year-old self had the attention to detail or the eye for detail
No.
that you do now?
No. I at 19, I just wanted to ride, man. I just wanted to be on Richmond or 75th, the spots.
So it's learned.
Yeah, we were just cruising. I mean, it didn't matter. We just had wheels, hydraulics, and gas, and let's go.
So it's learned.
Oh yeah.
Eye for detail is learned.
Yeah, definitely.
It's developed.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
But you know what? And I'm sorry to come back to this, man, but we had fun, man. We had a lot of fun back then, just cruising, really trying to pick up girls, trying to pick up chicks, man, and just cruising, with whatever, even little modification you had done to your car, whether you got some new wheels or you had a new sound system.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I had my 12s, man. It's just little things like that got you hyped up to hit the strip wherever you were cruising. And just that was motivation. It's like Saturday. What we're going
So do you think eye for detail or attention to detail can negatively affect how fun it is to have a car?
Yes. You don't want to
think
think
about
about
it? Your eye for detail can negatively affect how fun it is to have a car. Why?
Because you don't want to have I'm on mine, so it's perfect.
Okay.
But as soon as you drive it, I mean, it'll start chipping.
Maybe.
Or start happening to the car, so now it's not going to be at the same level as it came out.
That's fresh, yeah.
And I like going to like other shows besides the rider show, like hard rod and low ride shows or whatever. And
People with money shows.
And they spend a lot of money.
Yeah, they spend a lot of money.
That's kind of one of the reasons why I shaped my firewall the way I did.
Yeah.
Seeing it on different cars, and I liked it. So.
Yeah, I mean, at some, and I think that sometimes, man, the attention to detail or the eye for detail can keep people from ever having a car done.
Yeah.
Because we're chasing perfection, and to the point that it never gets done, or it does get done years later, and the ideas that were put into the car are now dated because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Because you've been, maybe relying on a shop or shop to shop, or they don't work on it. So let's say that, like for example, like a LS swap. I mean, 10 years ago that was a big deal. That was like, man, LS swap. But now it's kind of like common. I mean, I wouldn't say common. It's definitely more frequent.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, well, what's new with that? Or maybe, now there's like LT or like LS, LSA, like supercharged, all this, crazy stuff, to where now your LS1 or it's
That's the regular stuff.
It's the regular stuff.
Yeah.
So now you're dated, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with being dated if that's what you want. That's your car. But if for somebody who's out there trying to be top dog and you're chasing perfection and time passes on and now there's new stuff, and you're no longer, now it's like, okay, now what? Now I'm going to buy it again. I'm going to buy buy two engines to keep up. Like, that's dumb.
No, yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, what's your favorite quote? Who's gonna see it, Bobby? I know I ain't gonna get that close.
Who's gonna see it?
Who's going to see it, man? Like,
I don't know, man. You go to car shows, you expect somebody to walk up to your car that close and see. Wait a minute, man. He didn't weld it right.
Well, I mean, technically, that's why you're at a show, to show it, for people can look at it. Yeah. That's why you're there, right?
Yeah, but I don't think.
Yeah, but some of those cars there have that 20 by 20, so you can't even get up close.
That's another thing, man. Like, I don't a 20. So, man, it's crazy. What here? Okay, it's crazy that at a show, for some reason we keep going back to car shows. A 20 by 20 display costs more, right? With electricity and all that, to set up and all that. That costs more than a regular 20 by 10. So with the 20 by 20. People can't get close to the car.
Well, it's kind of good.
Well, because it's it's blocked off with the display. So that essentially is a 20-foot paint job.
Nah.
You can't get close to it.
You can't get close.
That's a 20-foot paint job.
Nah, but I mean,
what do you mean, no? That's a 20-foot paint. You can't get. You're 20 feet away.
Yeah, that's like.
That's what sitting right here. You're looking
10,
at the 60.
Maybe 10.
Okay, a 10-foot paint job. Okay, well,
But
the term a 10-foot paint job means that it ain't that nice.
No, we just can't.
It looks good from 10 feet.
No, but we just can't tell.
Well, that's what
I like. That's what I'm saying. I like the 10 by 20s that you can walk right up to the car.
Nah, I don't like that, man.
I want to walk up to the car and I want to look at the finish on the car.
Man, they start opening your doors, man. Like
no, that ain't.
Start sitting in
We're
the
not
seats.
talking about that.
Give me pictures.
We're talking. I'm talking about having the ability. Give me one to walk up to the car and admire the finish of the car, or look at it and say, "What? Like, wow." But the bigger the you can't get close to the big cars, the 20 by 20s. You can't get close to them.
If I had my car to show, and I'm gonna put this one out there, man. If I had my door open and someone's got their head inside my car.
Yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me at the Magnifico show in 04 or 05, 04 probably, when I had the silver 64. Mm-hmm. I showed it. It wasn't lifted. It was stock with a paint job. And this was like in 03, probably 03, and so 20 years ago. And I put it in, and I parked it, we went to go walk around to the show or whatever, and I come back, and this fool's sitting in my car.
That's what I'm saying. No.
Somebody literally opened up the door, sat in the car. I walk up, and he's sitting in the car, and like people are like taking pictures of him sitting in the car. Like a random person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so what I did, instead of confronting the guy or whatever, I went and I opened up the trunk. Mm-hmm. And that let him know that it was my car. Mm-hmm. And he said, man, it's been so long, but I don't know what we said or whatever, but come on, man.
The conversation.
First of all, I'm not finna sit in nobody's car and have people take pictures, man. Like, that's fraud. That's poser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Now, if it's a model or whatever, okay.
Well, that's different. But you're talking about a dude. You're talking about a dude sitting in your car, man, taking pictures. Like, it's his car.
Yeah.
You don't even know what kind of car it is. You know what I mean? Like that. I thought that was so. Hey, side note, I never went back to that show.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, so having a 20 by 20 stops all that, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
10 by 20 might still encounter something like that. Nah, it's cool to be a little bit closer up to the cars, but
I mean, when my car is done, I want 20 by 20, simply because I've never done that. I've never had a 20 by 20. Actually, I take that back. I did with the silver car that one time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even it was carpet, and that was it. Yeah. But I would like a full display. It's on my bucket list. Full display with lights and all that. So it's just something I want to do.
But full display, Bob, too.
Yeah. And then you're gonna go and you're gonna walk up and some fool gonna be sitting in your car taking pictures, man.
I want to rotate.
Oh, turntables?
I'm only at the front row of the Autorama.
Man.
Front row.
Okay. Well, you better learn the blocks then.
The Riddler?
That's not- But attention for detail, man.
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's that. Okay, the Riddler Award is the pinnacle of the eye for detail.
Yeah.
But a lot of, I don't even like those cars. You know what I mean? I appreciate the man hours that go into them, but that don't excite me. You know what I mean? I don't care. You care about them? You care about them? I don't.
I like them, but it's not like they. To be, I don't know, man. Sometimes I think they get a little carried away, man. Just because they paid a lot of money to get the car built doesn't mean that that's what the car is worth. You know, it's more like people flying on their checkbook saying, "Well, yeah, man, I got $500,000 in this car." Okay, well, it's because you probably paid a team of 10
either
people.
that or you got took. You were full. You were full for that.
I think it's because they take it to a big shop or whatever, and they have a team of whatever, 5-10 people working on the car. A chrome piece like we were talking around, a chrome bumper. A chrome bumper to us may be $500, $600.
Okay.
And to them, they're chasing perfection, so
Sure.
they're gonna spend $1,000, probably double, triple the amount, because they want that perfect bumper or whatever, or that perfect chrome. Perfect stainless.
But
piece.
even then, that's okay. Well, stainless is different, but
either way,
chrome,
they want it perfect when it's probably the same. They probably get the same work.
just because you spend a bunch of money don't mean that that's a good car.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. Is like they think they got the best car because they spent $500,000,
Yeah.
even $1 million. These cars.
Yeah, for some people, that's they want to let everybody know they got a bunch of money. And that's their way of doing it. I think that's the opposite of what I try and do everything myself because I can't afford that.
Hey, would you save a bunch of money by doing those seats?
Yeah, that we did the seats, so they're not perfect, but they're good enough. They're good enough for me. That's when that goes back to what I say. When is it good enough?
Those seats, if you were to take them to a shop, you'd probably get about the same results, or
Maybe a little bit better. Maybe depending on who's doing it.
Yeah.
But but people assume that because you're taking it to a professional, that you're gonna get professional results.
I
When
think
really
that-
the word professional just means that you're getting paid to do it.
I
Doesn't
think
mean you know what you're doing.
I think those seats came out pretty good. I mean, if we're saying professional is a 10, these seats are probably a 9 out of a 10.
I would say more like an 8.5. But yeah.
Okay, splitting hairs there. But so they came out and you saved yourself a lot of money.
Well,
Well, how much you were gonna pay? How much I do charge you?
I had mentioned it in the video that we made. Some guy wanted almost $4,000 to cover the seats. And
Wow. Not
I didn't
stitch them, none of that.
no.
it's just, all he's gonna do is slip
He's putting pre-made seat covers over frames and foam, man, and I just can't see that happening. And I mean, I didn't even spend $4,000 on the motor, man. Like, I'm not. I didn't take it. I said, you know what? I use that as motivation,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, what's so hard about it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's so hard about it? Let's try and do it ourselves, and we did, and that's coming up. But yeah, eye for detail is
It's a curse.
a curse, man. It's a curse.
Yeah. Sometimes, now that I see what takes in building these cars, so man, for the last how many years?
What?
We've been doing this for, I don't know how many years. Let's say the last 5 years we've been building cars, right? Longer than that. But we pretty much have had a car here getting some work done for the last 5 years, right?
At least, yeah. Before that, it was just all my stuff. But
So,
yeah.
so I mean, but even at that, I mean, we would all filter in and out.
Yeah.
Seeing every step of the way of how a car gets built and what goes into it, you kind of your mind kind of gets not warped, man, but it gets used to a certain quality, You know,
A certain eye for detail.
yeah, certain attention to detail. So I mean, it's like now, man, you go to a car show or even just at the grocery store, man, and you see a car, even a brand new car, you'd be like, hey, man, what's wrong with the?
That's the thing too, man. Like I suffer from that because I go somewhere and I'm like, yeah, that car's been painted.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, we'll be driving down the road and I tell my wife, like, damn, you see how wavy that shit is? Like, that car's been repainted, and the person driving probably don't even know it.
Well, I mean,
probably don't even care.
Even the new cars,
covered in texture.
They don't get wet sanded and all
Hell
that.
no. They got one coat of clear, sprayed by a robot.
Yeah.
You can't wet sand that.
So you kind of pick up on that after a while, and it's like, damn, like you can see it, and it's because we've been dealing with it for, you know.
One thing I will say is when my nephew brought his Tesla.
Tesla was looking good.
That man, it got that glass roof and it was black, and I have a pretty good eye for detail, and I could not tell where the glass stopped and the black paint started. The factory finish on the Tesla, on a black Tesla, the plaid. I was looking for something wrong and I couldn't find it. I couldn't tell where the glass roof started or stopped and the paint started.
You think Elon has a bunch of guys wet sanding?
No, I mean I mean that's a very expensive car, so they probably use better quality material. I mean, you compare, you go compare a BMW, a brand new BMW finish to an F-150.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
night and day difference, man. It makes it's not even comparable. You know what I mean? So. What is it? What are they doing? Are they? I mean, well, obviously a BMW is usually more expensive than an F-150.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are you using better materials or better technique, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a difference in the finish of when comparing that, or anything GM, man, GMC, Chevrolet, man. It's mediocre, man. It's I mean, it's commuter. It's driver quality. It's meant to be driven.
Well, all of them.
It's not a show vehicle.
Yeah.
But shit, man, they cost $60,000 for a truck, or more.
No, now more. Yeah, you could probably get a used one for 60. Nowadays. So.
Yeah, but attention for detail, man. That's probably about it, man. It's already been about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But let us know what you think, man, about attention for detail, man. I think it's learned.
Yeah.
I think it's developed. When I was a teenager, I didn't have attention to detail like I have now, and I still there's plenty of room to learn.
Man, get in the car and drive. That was always.
That was it, man. Like,
some gas in it.
I mean, back then, man, like I used to clean my wheels. With a sock, man, and chrome polish, and like old sock, and man, all you're doing is scratching the dishes. You know what I mean? Now it's microfiber. Or special white, a special pad or something. But back then it was an old sock with chrome polish, and in a few years you're gonna see all of them. It looks hazy because you done scratched all the chrome, but it's developed.
Yeah.
The eye for detail is developed.
And social media ain't helping.
Yeah.
Social media, yeah. The thing is, like,
with the trick photography.
Yeah, trick photography plays a factor, man. Like I've always said, man, have you ever seen a car on Instagram that didn't look good? Have you ever seen a lowrider on the reel that didn't look good, that didn't look flawless? They all look, you know what I mean? But no, you see them cars in person, man, and it's a different story.
Hey, talking about Instagram, man, if y'all watching this video and y'all don't follow, go ahead and follow.
Instagram?
Put the link down in the video or somewhere.
Yep.
Y'all can follow him, Bobby, and
I also got these cups. I hadn't even made a video on YouTube. I've been selling on Instagram. Got cut tumblers in white or stainless.
Oh, look, you can also have one with a bunch of cars. It's got like 20.
Yeah, that's all my old cars. This cup my wife made for me.
It's got a Dayton on here. It's got a Lonestar on here.
Yeah.
It's got them all, man.
Yeah, we could make that if somebody wanted that. But
yeah, look at this right here. Show them that picture.
Which one?
Oh, the 78 or the 79?
Chop top.
Oh, the 80 chop top. That was my first lifted car. Where we at? And that thing has swimming pool paint. Okay, but like for that thing to look good, I had to butter wax it every weekend before I took it out, because the clear was, I didn't know I was 18 years old. I didn't know anything about the process or the different.
But could you three-wheel it though?
Yeah, 3-wheel. Man, the trunk was chipped from 3-wheeling. You know, I mean, it had a V8 267, like slow, no power. Hey, but it was very fun.
Yeah. I
have a lot of good memories in that car. So, you know, the attention to detail, like I say, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to enjoy the car. It usually works against you.
Yeah.
Negatively, and only you. You know what I mean? Not because it's like a struggle. Like it's only you know, nobody else gives a damn about your attention for detail. They're like, oh man, the car's clean. And you're like, oh, you know, it can be better.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, what are you talking about? I don't even, you know.
Yeah.
But all right, that's a wrap, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this little Shop Talk episode 2. We're gonna try and do this on every Saturday after we work. And I'd like to get them aired on Sunday morning, so you guys have something to watch, man. Anyways, if you guys have any comments or want to share anything, or you have any maybe topics that we can talk about, feel free.
Cruising spots, man. Y'all got your favorite cruising spot from back in the day?
Yeah.
Whether it's in Texas, California, wherever, you know, across the United States.
Yeah, we can talk about that too, man. We can take it back to when it was popular. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Bring y'all back next time.